Hello there, everyone. So, I have been crazy busy with trying to plan trips lately. They got a little quiet Thanksgiving through Christmas, but I knew this was coming because everybody spends so much time together throughout the holidays. And when everybody's together, they always plan trips. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow. I know that phone is not going to stop ringing, but hey, it's all part of the job, right? But enough of that. You've got questions, I've got answers. Let's get to this week's Q&A. Now today we're going to focus on passports. The amount of international travel that has grown over the past year is just enormous. And you need one if you're going to be traveling internationally. So we're going to talk about that today. But before I get to that, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Gretchen, the Tipsy Travel Gal. I am a travel agent and a licensed esthetician, and it is my goal to eat, drink, and spa my way around the world. Now, I want to bring you with me, show you some amazing things, some fun things to do, and of course, some delicious things to eat and drink. My overall goal is to encourage you to travel on your own, whether that be international or domestic. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing to my channel because there's a lot of this kind of content that I produce. Also included in the description of this video is a link to my GoFundMe page. Please follow it. You can read a little bit about me and where I started, where I'm going. And if you've got a couple extra dollars to donate, I would truly appreciate it. Even though I am super busy right now, money is incredibly tight, so any little bit helps, and I thank you in advance. Now, let's get back to passports. If you're going anywhere, and that includes Mexico and Canada, other than a cruise, now cruises are a little bit different, but if you're traveling anywhere by air and you're landing someplace other than that, you need a passport. Now, quick distinction. There is a passport and a passport card. You need the passport. The passport card will not give you international air travel. So you need a passport. If you want to get the passport card, you can get that. But you ain't getting anywhere without your passport. So make sure you have a passport with passport pages. Those are called visa pages in them. The card itself will not allow you to board the plane and travel anywhere else. Now, believe it or not, getting a passport is relatively easy. We're going to talk about getting one as yourself as an adult. It all starts with a form. Oh, of course, it always starts with a form, and that's the DS-11. Now, if you go on the State Department's website, they even have like a form filler. So it populates everything for you. It just asks questions. But you can also print it out and fill it out by hand if you want. But it's very, very important. Do not sign the form. The form gets signed when you take it to apply for the actual passport. So do not sign the form prior. Leave that blank. You will need to take that and all the supporting documents, we'll get to that in a second, to a passport agency. Now, most United States post offices are passport agencies. Now, there are also passport offices scattered throughout the country. Most major cities have one. Those usually require appointments, though. I would call ahead and see if you need an appointment even at the post office. But in most cases, the post office is going to be your best bet. So with that form, you need to now bring your citizenship documents. Now that can be in the form of an old and expired passport, your original birth certificate. It has to have the seal on it, and that includes one from a consulate if you were born in another country to United States citizens. And if you became an American citizen, you can also bring your naturalization and or citizenship papers. Now you have to be prepared to surrender these. They will take them. They'll be returned, but just note that they are going to take them. So if you think you're going to renew a passport and then you're going to go on a trip like in the next couple of weeks, no. Okay? You need to plan around these things. They are going to take your passport. They will send it back to you in a separate shipment from your passport. You also need to include a photocopy of that identification. That will not be returned to you. That will be kept by the State Department. You also need your ID. If you are applying out of state, so let's say I live in Indiana, let's say I'm going to move to Illinois and I decide to apply in Illinois before I have gotten my new driver's license, I'm going to need to have a second form of identification to prove that that is me. So your best bet is to get your passport in the state in which you reside and make sure you have a valid state ID or driver's license to accompany that. If you don't have a driver's license or a state ID, just look at the State Department's website. They will tell you what other forms of ID you can bring with you in order to get your passport. And you're going to need to bring a photocopy of that as well. Again, that will not be returned to you. Finally, you're going to also need a passport photo. Basically, most drugstores, if they're processing photographs, they usually will also be able to take a picture for your passport. You can't just take a selfie of yourself and send that. If you're applying at the post office, oftentimes they will have the ability to take a passport photo of you. Again, you might want to check with them just in case. But yeah, there's a very specific background, shape. Your head has to fill a certain size of the picture. There's a whole bunch of things that go with it. Just let a professional do it. It usually costs you between $10 to $20. And then, of course, you're going to need to pay the applicable fees. Those fees vary, determined on the type of, if you're getting a renewal, if you're getting a new passport, if it's for a child, expedited. So those are all things that you can check before you go. You can either check with the place that you are going to be getting your passport from, or you can check the State Department's website. Because it's a national fee, it's not going to vary from place to place. When should you get your passport? Well, the first time you have even a slight inkling in your brain that you want to travel outside the United States, get your passport. Just get it. Don't sit on it. Don't wait on it. Right now, the State Department website says if you are traveling within 8 weeks, you may have to have it expedited. So you're looking at right now a 2-month time process. I've had clients recently get it within 6 weeks. It all depends upon the backlog and what is going on at that time. So plan ahead. And remember, if you're renewing your passport, you have to surrender your old one. So make sure you plan around that. But right about now, it's about running 8 weeks. You can check the progress on the State Department's website so you know in what process it is and when it should be arriving. If you're during your travel date and you still haven't gotten it, there are avenues for you to take. I will talk about that in another video because this one's already getting nice and long. So let's summarize. You need your passport with visa pages. Passport card is okay to get, but it does not replace the passport, which is what you need for international air travel. You need to find a location to apply for your passport. In most cases, that can be a post office, but check with the post office to make sure that that's possible. You will need to bring with you filled out Form DS-11. Do not sign it prior going to where you're going to get your passport. Leave the signature line blank. Bring proof of citizenship and a copy. Bring proof of ID and a copy. Bring a passport photo of yourself and make sure you have cash to pay those processing fees. And that's it. Super easy, really not that complex. And I encourage everyone, even if you're not planning international travel right now, that passport, you can travel with that domestically and you can use that as your ID for a lot of things. With the Social Security Department, I use my passport as my main form of ID for everything because it proves I am a United States citizen. And that is how you get a passport. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any other questions you'd like to ask either about this video or other questions in general that you would like to know, please comment below, or you can go to any one of my social media channels where I am Tipsy Travel Gal on pretty much all the big ones. And you can also go to my website, tipsytravelgal.com. There is a contact me link in the menu row. Go there and you can send me an email. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, bye.